Kishore,
Hi.
welcome and thanks for taking the time to share a bit of your journey in entrepreneurship, some of the highs and lows, and really give our viewers a deep dive into what is it to be an entrepreneur. So Kishore is the co-founder and CDO of Educesta, and I'll hand it over to you, sir, to just give us an introduction about yourself and your background.
Okay, I'm MBA in finance, but not expert though. My forte is marketing. That's how I have been working all these years. It all started in 2004 when I was working with India Bulls, wherein Mr. Abdul was my business associate. So through him, I got to handle Chain Sir's account. So that's how we started interacting on a day-to-day basis, and it slowly turned to be a very good friendship. Over years, I changed companies. Still, we were in touch. So he used to invite me for all his office openings, and I also used to invite him for all my personal celebrations and many more things. But in 2008, 2009, when the recession happened, my salary was cut by two-thirds of it, and I was married then. So every weekend I used to take my wife out, but due to the cut in salary, I could not take her out. Then I got a thought, yes, I should do something in my life. If I don't do it now, at 50 years or 60 years of my age, I should not look back and say, had I done something that day, that would have been great. So that's how this thought of being an entrepreneur came in my mind. But again, when we met and we had a discussion, that means me and Abdul, he just told me, entrepreneurship is not that easy. So you will have to have some bank balance. Then you should be able to run the ship or the boat for a few months or few years. Only then it may pay or it may not pay off. So that was a thought with which I came in. So I told him I need at least 1 more year's break so that I have that much bank balance and then come into it. That 1 year thought became a 1.5 year. In 2010, June 21st, I came in, and yes, after which there was no looking back. But when I came in also, it was not that easy thing, because equity was already handled by Deepak and that was my forte. So I thought, okay, anyways, he's doing it, so let's do something else. So I started taking care of insurance, mutual funds and many more things. But again, it was not that easy. First month, because of my all social contacts and other things started going great. But later on, it was a bit of a tough thing. Luckily or unluckily, we had to open an office in Chickpet, and I was not ready for it. But somewhere Mr. Abdul told, okay, profits is all ours, loss is all mine, so you take it up. So I went there, I called Deepak also along, but Deepak was like, I don't want to go to Chickpet and have an office there. I was the only person to sit in the whole office, open the office, sit there for whole day. For lunch, I had to close the office, go out and come in again. So that was a bit of a difficult task. Luckily, 1 week later or 10 days later, Deepak came in and he like, "Main bhi aa jaun kya?" That's how he also came in. We both started running this office, and that's how partnership happened. Then again, we had an office space which was taken in Jayanagar, and we three had thought that yes, we have seen people losing a lot of money. Personally, I had not lost any money, but I had seen people losing out money. But the other two partners, Mr. Abdul and Deepak, had lost a lot of money in the markets. So we three came out with this thought of starting an institute wherein we can educate people how not to lose money and the right things that they can do in world of finance. So that's how this thought came in, and we thought, yes, we should make this as a module and teach. So that's how Stock Market Institute was born. 3rd of August 2011 is when we started with it. The day we started, we never had a full-fledged classroom. All the tables there were still in process of making, and we never had a proper board. We were the first institute to start without a faculty nor even a curriculum. That's how we started. Yes, the first batch with 68 people was a hit. We got in anybody and everybody who are known to us, and that's how the first batch started. But later on, we sat down together and we told, if we do like this, we will not end up anywhere. So that's how we developed a module. We got in experts, and over years, it's a proven model. But to come to this level, there were a lot of hardships that we had to get in. And there were a lot of times when we had to make our own family members, our office staff sit in between the students where the hall looks filled and many more things. And we literally had to create a market for this, because not all the colleges were willing to send their students. They told, we don't want our students to get spoiled, because stock market is something which is not good. when they had this kind of thought, it was very difficult for us to change that particular thought. They literally were like, no, I don't want to spend money and other things. So we literally told them, you send your students for free, let them taste what it is, and then if you feel, yes, this is adding value, why don't you send them for courses? A lot of these colleges started seeing benefits. For example, who were part of a one-day workshop or 1 month course were handpicked by companies. So they told, yeah, this student was below average or average student, but he got placed very easily. So that's something that happened, because of which a lot of colleges started opening up, telling that, okay, I'll send more my students, why don't you train them? So we had one of these colleges called KLE who gave us the opportunity, wherein they sent around 300 students, which was divided in batch of 50-50 each. So for 6 days continuously we had them. So that became of a model of industrial visit, which became feeder for our regular diploma courses. So that's how things started. Over years, MBA happened. After MBA, AdSub happened, because a lot of colleges told, for finance we are sending our students to you, but for marketing and HR, where will we send them? So that's how AdSub happened. Under AdSub we started offering soft skills, then digital marketing, entrepreneurship, HR and many other courses. So we could not offer these under Stock Market Institute brand because name does not go well with it. So we had to launch this particular brand. Today, more or less, we have somewhere around 6 different verticals, and each vertical is a company in itself. Few are made as LLPs, few are made as partnerships. So we are in process of making the others also as LLPs or partnerships based upon the business model and the kind of cash flow it generates. So this is where, more or less, whatever we have been doing till date.
Fantastic. So what inspired you to get into entrepreneurship in the first place? Like, apart from the need that you spoke about earlier, was there any other inspiration as to why entrepreneurship and not stick to that cushiony, job which was getting a regular sort of income for you? And what has been the journey like so far? I'm sure there have been highs and lows, which is what entrepreneurship is about. But if you could share some sound bites around what are those highs and lows and what inspired you to get into entrepreneurship?
Okay, one thing, see, I have always been very safe player in the market. Anything used to happen in the company, I used to be the first person to start reacting and yes, इधर कुछ गड़बड़ चल रहा है, चलो ये छोड़ देते हैं. So I used to be the first person to quit jobs just because something used to go wrong in the company. I always feared that this may go wrong and this may ruin my career and other things. But one point of the life, I thought, if I don't do it now, I should not regret whole of my life, telling that उस दिन अगर कुछ कर देता तो आज कुछ और होता. So with this thought, I thought it's better I come out of that so-called cocoon and be what I want to be.
Right.
That's how thought of becoming an entrepreneur came in. And I did not come with a big thought telling that मैं ऐसा कर दूँगा वैसा कर दूँगा. I thought I may be a small businessman doing things which is like anybody and everybody doing business.
Right.
But somewhere it is my fellow entrepreneurs who pepped up my motivation or say the mood or anything like that. That's how we have been growing. And yes, I never thought that I would be addressing these many thousands of students or these many lakhs of students. But yes, that happened in my life.
Right.
So somewhere more than lows. See, entrepreneurship is not only talking about the highs.
Right.
You also have lows. See, for a person who was getting 35,000 salary, suddenly with no salary, it was a difficult task. At the same time, whatever we thought will not run just because if the idea is good. There are a lot of things that goes into execution. So whatever we thought would get accepted in the market was not accepted sometimes.
Right.
So we had to change the strategies, we had to kill our own product, get in a new product, change few strategies, hang on to one particular scenario and try to work on it. Right. So there are a lot of places where we had a tough time. Yes, even competitors, even our own employees who left us started doing something which we were doing.
Right.
So a lot of things were there, but again, those are just phases. A phase goes on, a new phase comes in.
Right.
That's how we have been working. That's something that has been keeping me motivated or charged.
Right. Great. So you touched upon a very important element in what you were just saying about something to do with ecosystem. Right. So what does an ecosystem mean to you, Kishore? And how important is an ecosystem? Particularly if there's somebody who wants to start their entrepreneurship journey. How important is that, and how has it benefited you in your journey so far?
Okay. When we came in, I and Deepak, we were first set of entrepreneurs after Mr. Abdul. So whatever were the experiments that had to be done, it was all done with us.
Right.
For example,
so all the scapegoats.
Yes. First thing, we never had any kind of salary or any backing,
Right.
and nothing was there even on a paper telling that this is what you own or anything like that.
Correct.
We just started with trust, and yes, the trust has taken us to a very different level. So today, first thing that we always say is, इसको अगर company बना रहे हैं तो इसको ये दे देना है. So
Right.
we understand what is that goes on in entrepreneur's mind. So it's very important to have this eco space. For example, I work with a fellow entrepreneur. The day I feel bad or I'm a bit low, it's important for me to meet an entrepreneur whose motivation is high or who is in very good mood. That brushes off.
Right.
That actually helps us to look at our business in a very different way. For example, I may have lunch with a fellow entrepreneur and just discuss about my problem. Who knows, he may have a good solution, which I wouldn't have even thought about. So it's very important to have fellow entrepreneurs who can give us very good insights. At the same time, we get to learn from each other's businesses very well.
Right.
So ecosystem does help you to run your business in a much better way.
Fair enough. Okay. And so just to sort of sum everything up, Kishore, any closing remarks, for people who are on the edge, and that's something EOT is targeting as a company also. Any closing remarks and notes for people who want to get into entrepreneurship? What would your, I guess, comments or tips be to people who want to get into entrepreneurship, who are on the edge, who really are still thinking, should I don't know, it's going to be a big risk. What would your thoughts be as a closing remarks?
See, one very simple thing. To know what it is, you should actually experience it. And if people are getting this kind of experience or exposure when they are actually not an entrepreneur, it's actually a very good instance wherein they can try out their luck, or so-called instances wherein they know that, okay, if I become an entrepreneur with this kind of thought process, I can succeed or I can't succeed. At least that clarity they'll get.
Right.
So this is where EOT, which is your business, would be a good initiative.
Right.
So I would welcome all those people who want to try out their luck. I was lucky enough that I got fellow entrepreneurs who helped me out, or we helped each other and we somehow grew the company. But I have also seen a lot of businesses where things did not go well because each one came with a different thought process and nobody was there to guide them. So it's very important for you to have those qualities of an entrepreneur, stick on to the game, innovate, take it to the market, make it a sellable product or make it a sellable service which is in demand, and see how is it you can better the society. So entrepreneurship is not only about creating mark for yourself, it is all about getting those houses or those people employed with which there are more families running because of you. So today, knowingly or unknowingly, I would be supporting more than 100 families, which is a blessing in disguise. So anywhere anybody gets any celebration, anything, the family actually pays us. They actually give us a thank, directly or indirectly. So that's something that I would recommend you all to try it out. There is no harm in trying it. But if you don't try it, lifelong you may think that had I done something that day, it would have been different thing.
Basically live life without any regrets.
Yes. Please do it.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Kishore, for the time. Really appreciate it. And
Pleasure is all mine.
thank you.